Alright guys, today is, I don't know what today is, Thursday, Friday maybe? I don't know. I know it's not all that cold out there. It'd be really nice if it warmed up just a hair more so I can get out there and work on the tractor. It is Thursday the 7th. The new solder iron should come in tomorrow. Well, last night we have a, on our sink, we have the, naturally the sink, hot and cold, you know, with the kitchen. And then we have the filtered, which is separate. And it comes up and around. And it goes down and then it goes to the filters. I think there's 2 or 3 different types of filters involved and so on. Well, this is what holds it up from the bottom. And for some reason this thing keeps loosening up, and then the water starts to leak when it gets around the top of the sink. It'll leak down inside the faucet part, because this goes up underneath. And then that little gasket up there, that got shot, and it just kept loosening up. So I said last night I was going to crawl up under there, so the wife pulls everything out from under the sink, and I start to get my big ass up underneath this sink. Both doors are open, it's all open. You know, there's a garbage disposal under there, there's the twin sink hookups, there's the filtering system for the filter, all this shit's going on. And I'm thinking, okay, I gotta reach up under there. And for those who worked on sinks, you know what I mean. When you get around the back of the sink, you gotta go up. So now you're working in a space that's about yay wide, you know, with the faucets, and you got to get up under there. Well, I've even got the special wrench, you know, if there were nuts up there. This is the only thing up there, which is thumb tighten, hand tighten. Well, it's hard to get your hand up in there to start with, and then tightening this down so it doesn't move. So I said, let me see if I can get up there, open up the jaws enough to catch onto the sides. Well, as I'm doing this, I hit the little lock. Did I bring it out here with me? No, I didn't. I hit the little lock that holds the water line to the bottom of the faucet. And whoosh. So now it's not dripping water, it's shooting out water, you know, out of that little 1/4 inch line. And it's coming out. I mean, like crazy. Cold water. Here I am up under the sink. Took me 10 minutes to get up in there, and now it's taking me another 10 minutes to get out of there when I got water in my face, on my glasses, my hair soaking wet, my back is soaking wet, my body's soaking wet, and naturally the floor is becoming soaking wet because it is pouring out. I'm telling you, by the time I got off under that sink, there must have been 2 gallons of water underneath it with me. And I was soaking wet. So I was able to get there and turn it off, which my hands were wet, so now I'm trying to get up underneath to reach the shut off. So, and that's slipping because it's, you know, so now I got to get a rag to get up a pot holder to get up underneath. And anyway, long story short, everything is fine, no leaks. However, I haven't got this hooked up. So I'm going to hook it up today when I go back in the house. But I need another washer. And because the other washer, it was like a little plastic. Well, it was the size of this as far as the, you know, the diameter. But or the circumference. But it was really thin. It was like a piece of thin, hard plastic. And I don't know how that even stopped any drippage from getting down underneath it to start with. And that kind of makes me think too, is to maybe that's why it kept loosening, because there was no rubber to give me any type of pressure or anything, and there was no place for lock nuts or anything. So I don't know, but anyway, the washer was shot at that point, so I'm gonna cut one out of this stuff. That's where I'm going. And then hopefully I don't take another shower, unplanned shower, that is. I do need to get a little something to put on so I can cut. I saved some cardboard boxes and I cut them up into little pieces in case I need them, and I put them in a little baggie over there. So anyway, guys, I got 2 cameras going. I think I'm gonna, well, I don't want to say. Well, I will say. No, I'm not going to say. Never mind. Come on, get in there. You know, I use these long enough to where you think I can work it without losing the blade. Now, I'm not looking to cut the cardboard. I'm just looking to cut the rubber, but the cardboard cuts, that's fine. I don't care. I'm not going to be using it. I got the cardboard there so I don't start cutting through this rag that I'm not going to throw out. I'll cut it up and throw out part of it, but for most part of it I'm going to try to keep it. There we go. So now we got a nice little rubber washer to fit on the top. And I think I'm going to do another one for the bottom. Got plenty of thread to work with, and the more of the rubber that I have between it, the less chances of it leaking and the better chances of it stabilizing, staying in place basically. Because what was happening is every time you go to turn it on, it's got a little lever. On, off, on, off. Well, every time you go to do this, the whole thing turns. And you go to turn it off, you know, so now you got to hold it because this kept loosening up. Now, if you're familiar with the little water line that comes with a lot of these things, they have that little white piece where the water line plugs into it and it locks. And then it's got a little ring. If you push it up, it'll pop back out again. So I'm thinking that that's okay because I just popped that thing back. It didn't look like it was broke, so we should be okay with it. If not, I can just, I was going to say, I wonder if I have one. I got everything else in here, but why? That's something I may not have because there would be no reason for it. Well, now there's a reason for it. And you know what? I should get some because the more I think about it now, I bought little pumps to make waterfalls and dioramas with real water and not the artificial water, you know, where it's not water, it just looks like water. And these little connectors may make it real easy for plugging in the pump, but they may be too big as well. Alright, now what I want to do is I want to go one bigger. I gotta find something a little bit bigger than this. And that should not be a problem. That's way too big. That one is close. What about this one? Nah, it's too small. What about that one? Ah, way too big. Oh, too big, too small, too big, too small. I know, guys, I'm always walking away from the camera. I'm sorry. So sorry. And this one. And this one. Why I don't need this one. Why I need this one is because this is the hole size that I need to put in here. And it's also the hole size that I'm going to have to put in this one. Yeah, this is a good size. Good. Now, why am I doing this, you ask? I have no idea. But that is going to be just right there. I'm going one size bigger just in case the trim ring on the faucet is a little bigger. And if it is, at least I know I have one a little bit bigger. I should go get the damn faucet piece. It's just sitting there in the cabinet. So anyway, I ordered the solder iron. You know, and I had my coffee today, so I don't know why the mouth doesn't want to work. And I dropped the glasses off. I sit there and bullshitted with him for a minute. And he's a nice guy. I don't know what I'm going to do if or when. Not if. I know he's going to end up closing sooner or later. I hope it's later than sooner. But he's an older guy, so. However, this is where I wish I had my punch. You know, where is that? Wait a minute here. That reminds me, I am missing hold on, I found it. Just let me dig it out. No, we don't need the big one. We can use the little one. This is a snap ring. These are tools for putting the what you call it's into canvas and stuff. But that's not what I'm looking for. I think it's right here because it feels heavy enough, and I don't remember, but I think this is it. Yeah, here we go. We got this one, but this is the one that I want. This is a way of putting, well, I'll show you this in a minute, guys. Let me move this all over here because it got to go back in a certain way or it won't fit. So I'm going to have to deal with it. Okay, so this is for punching holes. I want to make sure I'm in the center anyway. So this gives me an idea of the centering. And there is a hammer in there that I don't have right now, but there you go. It's a hole punch. It works great for canvas, thin things, thin things. Thin things. There. Okay. They have these in different sizes. There we go. They have them in different sizes. And then you get a rubber mat. The mat that I had, it was bigger. It's in there. But I had to cut it down some so that I can fit it into that case. So this is a piece of it that I can use for small places. If I'm working in a tight area, the other one's a little bit bigger. So you get this, but you can use it on anything that's going to give or cut, because you don't want to do it on concrete, because then you're going to end up ruining that. So you want to do it on something that's going to give. And then you use it for canvas, you know, rubber, you know, materials, light tin. However, it's not going to last too long. But it's good for a lot of that stuff, where if you have to pre-punch a hole first, some of the clips, the plugs or whatever it is you're going to use, will cut through a certain amount of material. But if you're going through a little bit more, or something that's a little bit heavier, you can't just use the little gun. You need to use the hammer with that cutter there. When I mean the gun, I mean the I'll show it to you in a minute. Okay, so let's put this back here. Let me do one more, just in case I lose one. I want to have backups. I don't want to have to come out here and go through this all again. There. Got the cardboard in with that one. Oh yeah. After a while, they come out through the top, so you don't have to. You can just keep going, and it'll start feeding out through the top. Okay, so let me put this stuff back in here. Now I got two cameras going, so I'm going to change that real quick. But I want to make sure that I can put all this stuff back together. Let me put these back in here so I don't lose them. I don't want to lose them. Alright. I just had to do a radio inventory. Okay, so here's the other one. Let me turn this one camera off here.